field at the back is currently managed under the Countryside Stewardship Scheme. It's currently class 5, category 5, which is the highest level, and it's been managed mostly for wildlife in mind. Bulk of the field is not being intensively farmed. There is a crop in it in part, but large field margins which have been managed with a light touch, and we're creating these large grassland areas which have been wonderful to butterflies and insects. Just to say, there is a footpath, public footpath going across it. Walk through, cuts across the middle and up back towards White Spinney, our destination. So we might as well walk away from the road and head up towards Spinney. So, but lovely spot. As you can hear, there's lots of insects. There we go. Let's move on. So I always say, when you're going across fields, and always keep to the path, and dogs under control at all times, please. So that's always important. Right. But as we go, I'd just like to say, we have, over the past year, planted 250 trees on the boundary of the reserve. The plan is eventually to restore the hedgerow that runs around the boundary and fill in the gaps to create a form of, well, you call it sort of windbreak, to prevent the wind that blows straight across this field from causing too much disruption to the reserve itself, as well as providing more cover and also other sources of food for birds and insects and small mammals. So far so good. They've all survived and they seem to be doing very well, which is always pleasing. Obviously, you can never have enough trees, and I'll have to plant more. That will require a bit more ground, I think, than we've got, but every bit helps. So we'll carry on. We also like to say that we also have a bat box here. I've been hanging up on one of the trees, and to try and encourage the local bat population, providing more places to roost, which is a distinct lack of these days from those old trees with their hollows, and they're frowned upon and normally unfortunately removed to help prevent damage to property. So, but yeah. So, but unfortunately, I can't say if there's any residents in there at the moment in time, as you would need a bat license to actually open and handle any that are there. So it's not illegal to put a bat box up, but it is illegal to try and interfere with it once it's up. So I should discourage you from having bat boxes. Ooh, don't fly. But just to be aware that once you have one up, it's best just to leave it alone and let the bats get on with it. And fingers crossed they do use it. So we'll just carry on. So we're getting closer to the railway again. The hedgerow ahead of us. On the right is actually the boundary of the railway. So at this point, it's still in the cutting, so it's down. People still passing down below us, but out of sight. And on the left is White Spinney, our destination. This next part of the walk. I'd have to say, it's places like this why I get involved with wildlife. It's just so uplifting. It's peaceful, quiet, but also full of interest and life. It's really good for the soul. Has been shown to get outdoors and interact with nature. It's beneficial on so many ways, and I can't emphasise it enough, really. So I'll shut up now and just get to the next bit. But anyway, here we are, White Spinney. All right, follow the path in. We're going back into the shade. Very welcome. And here we are. Right, White Spinney. This is also parish land. What you see is not natural. It's all planted, mostly in 1992, and been thinned out since. But what you now have is a called semi-natural woodland now. Certainly a lovely thing. A variety of trees now, of different sizes and ages now, and it's a real pleasure to be in here. So there is a little footpath around here. From the edge of the public line path, there is a little loop you can take through the wood. I would say this is any permissive path only, it's not public right away, but I always encourage people to come and have a look and just walk through and see what you can see. So off we go. So you're seeing a narrow path and quite uneven, so watch where you put your feet. But no, always worth coming here. So it's a nice cool spot. Dappled sunshade coming through. And yeah, always enjoy this bit. So we're just going around the path that goes around clockwise. This takes you through what I think is the more wilder part. The Spinney. So we go. And yeah, always worth looking up and down. Look what's beneath your feet, because sometimes it's of interest. So there's lots of plant cover here. Usually you'll find it with small mammals like mice, shrews and voles in here. Though the first two you'll know of them is a little funny scurrying in the woods. And underneath the undergrowth. Hard to spot, but like I say, always worth using your ears more than your eyes in here. But no, always lovely and peaceful. Right, carry on. So this little wood is managed by the wildlife wardens on behalf of the parish council, and trying to treat it with a light touch, as it certainly does not need our help. All we do is maintain the path through it and ensure that there is no abuse by any visitors. Keep walking through. Oh, this will go by on left halfway. On the loop, there's a nice dead tree, but if you look right at the top, you see a series of large holes and old woodpecker nests, who are currently occupied. Usually have been in the past by the great spotted woodpecker. Has made several broods in there over the years, and yeah, always worth watching for. So, at a safe distance, obviously. Move on. So all the trees here are the flea maple, ash, and lime. You find lots of brush in little piles around the edge. This is from when it was last thinned, and bits of branch have stacked up. And this has worked very nicely for us, as this provides refuges for a variety of wildlife, as well as it's slowly rotting down. It provides us good habitat for various fungi and yeah, insect life. So very beneficial, and also in the food chain, any all the insects you have, the more mammals and birds you have, and the better everything is. Let's come to a junction. Here's a next path. There's a short stub takes you up to the edge of the wood. We have a nice view out across the fields towards Southam. It's another nice spot to stay, nice and shady, but here you can watch. Normally on a good day, butterflies and insects buzzing around on the field margins. This is the limit our responsibility as wardens. Beyond this boundary in the field, here'll be dragons. This is but we do like to keep an eye on what goes on outside, as well as hope someday to keep an eye on what we do, and hopefully get best of both worlds here. Certainly, it's a great spot to pause and just admire the view, and just let your mind unravel a bit. Always wonderful. But yeah, lovely spot. Yeah, we'll move on. We'll follow the path back to where we just come. The little junction was. And we'll carry on down the hill, continuing in the clockwise direction again. Push through. See evidence of rabbits here. So watch where you put your feet. So always popular spot for nesting birds around here. There's plenty of cover. We even had black caps nesting here, who prefer than scrub to hide their nest in. So to have them here is means we're doing something right. Just got a dog here. Ground elder, ivy, some elm. Which elm here? Right, move on down. Like I say, this is just what you're hearing is just a normal day in the life of wildlife wardens. Just doing patrolling, observing really. Half of what we do is just basically standing around and watching. Because the more we know about what's here, then the better we can understand how to best help them and ensure that they survive and also thrive. But anyway, we come down back to the boundary by the railway. Just keep going clockwise around. You can see the old railings that form the boundary between the wood and the railway line. And in places you can see, trees are growing right through it. So the railway line dates from about 1895 when it came through here. And what is now the spinney was once just part of a field. But once the railway came, it sort of got cut off and became more or less forgotten about. But to be honest, I'm pleased about that. What we have here is something, well, I think during the crown really for the parish. Though we have larger woods, this is probably the most accessible one we have at the present time. And yeah, great place to visit any time of year. Been up here in the snow to see the wind driven the snow clad from top to toe the tree branches. Made a wonderful sight. More wriggling in the bushes there. So yeah, try to keep a light touch here. But main objective, like I say, to try just to minimise impact from human activity, really. Keep on going down. Right, and eventually the path brings you back to the public footpath and the old kissing gate. No longer used. But, used to provide access to an old footbridge that went over the railway line when it's active days. But now, a series of wooden steps that take you down to the railway track. So, mind when you're going wet weather and watch your feet. Just go pop down. Ever so quiet. Right, we'll just concentrate over and steps up the other side of the track.